Hi everyone, I'm Cody Orm.
And I'm Lisa Mior.
And today we have the privilege to do a preview for you of I Am Setsuna.
Yeah.
Now, just a little quick heads up, this is actually pre-recorded footage and we're talking over it. So this is Square Enix's new RPG, the first one from their new studio, Tokyo RPG Factory. I'm ecstatic for it. I'm doing the review for it.
Yeah,
and you've just been covering it since it's been announced.
Yeah. Yeah, it's I've been totally invested in this project since like the first demo I got to play, and I understand why it's going. I feel like it's gonna just draw a huge following for it. I don't know, maybe that's a little bit hyperbolic, but
well, I mean, it is
really cool.
It is a kind of a harken back to those old style RPGs, JRPGs, like Chrono Trigger, like
Final Fantasy and Suikoden, Dragon Quest, all of those like 16-bit classics.
And I think if
and 32-bit.
I think if Bravely Default and Bravely Second have taught us anything, it's that there is still a huge demand and a huge want for that style of game.
Absolutely. There's a number of Western indie developers who've been doing a lot of this thing, and that actually kind of was the inspiration for a lot of the creation of Tokyo RPG Factory.
Yeah.
So they actually got started with the intent of putting the J back in the JRPG by infusing some, recreating the golden age of JRPGs, but also infusing a really Japanese aesthetic to it and theme. So the whole theme is built around, well, let's start with the story. So the whole story is focused around our main protagonist, Setsuna. We don't see her right yet, but we're actually going to her village right now. This is our main character, Endir.
Endir, yeah.
And so he's going to go visit Setsuna. Setsuna is a girl who's offered to be sacrificed. So we know this right off the bat. Endir's job is was hired as a mercenary to kill her for a reason we don't really know. And as you'll see in the gameplay later on, Endir fails at killing her and will join her party to protect her on her journey to be sacrificed so that she can save the world from an invasion of monsters that have been happening. And this is about the time that it's starting to happen again. So we're following her on that journey. So,
yeah, it's one thing I really like about the game, and it's not so much about the story, but it's just the feelings that it evokes. Even when you get your party, there's this feeling of emptiness and almost loneliness, and it's shown in like visually with the snow and like everything around you is dead almost, and even in the background the soft piano music plays. It's very it touches you kind of like on a more personal level than a lot of games superficially kind of just.
Mm. And it's neat that you observe that, because according to the team, everything that you just mentioned, all of that was intentional. So going back to that whole very Japanese theme that they want to bring in, they centered the main focus of the game around a term called setsunai. Now, setsunai it's really hard to explain in English. I've done a lot of research to figure out exactly what it is, and I'm still kind of, I feel like it's something you really have to experience in order to understand. But it's kind of thinking of not happy, not sad, but almost a bittersweet, melancholy feeling that you get when you've come to terms with fate, but you've accepted it in its happiness, even though there's sadness wrapped around it. So when talking to the director of the game, the hope of the team was that by the time you're finished playing this game, you'll have a thorough understanding of what setsunai means. And so the entirety of the game was formed so that you would get that. So all the visuals, all the music, the whole story is all supposed to fit together as a puzzle to help create that feeling for you as the player, so that you can understand that little cultural facet of Japan while you're playing the game.
That's really interesting, and they do a very good job at showing that. And to me, who's played quite a few RPGs, especially recently, it seems like that's all I review now. This has to be one of the most well-written and just tight thematically RPGs I've played in a really long time. I'm so happy that I'm not hearing like J-Rock in the background. And while the characters are a little bit anime inspired, that's not they're not anime characters. They're not tropes. I did sort of roll my eyes at the beginning when they're like, you have to go to this village. There's an 18-year-old. I'm like, oh my God, are you serious? But
that's okay. That's for like 18 is kind of a coming of age woman story. Yeah. It's more, and it plays into the story. It's not like in other games where it is the anime trope of it's you just gotta say, are they adult? Are they not adult? Yeah. This is a genuine part of the story,
and that's what I really enjoyed. Also, before they walk away, that snowman that's in the corner there, for some reason I stopped and just stared at it for like 5 minutes. There's another one on the other side, I believe, but just like those small little details, this art style is amazing.
Mm-hmm. So it's all supposed to be done as watercolor to kind of create that I don't know, that feeling of loneliness, that feeling of wistful thinking as you're going around things. I found myself even like, I was trying really, really hard while I was creating the footage for this video to not stop and just sit and listen. Like, especially in the main world, I love the piano soundtrack for that main world.
Yeah. So here we're going to show you a little bit of combat. So as you can see, you're stationary, but the enemies can move. There's a little bar on the bottom there, and when that fills up, you can attack again. And then once you attack, that bar is gone. There's a little bit more to it. There's when we go to the next enemy, I'll explain it a little more. Hopefully you can. It's not too far away.
And I'm sure you'll notice the callback to that Chrono Trigger influence that was one of the main ideas of influences for the team. They've got the tech attacks. You'll see later on you'll have a combo attack. I do actually show it in the thing.
Now she doesn't do it in this playthrough, but while you're moving and biding your time or even attacking, there's that ball in the corner that's filling up. That is actually for your momentum attack. So when you use either a tech attack or a regular attack, you can actually you press square in real time when you're about to hit, and you actually do more damage. It can be, even if you're like using a healer, you can heal more than normal. It's kind of like it rewards you for being an active participant in the game.
Yeah.
And I really like that. Even the with the bar filling up, it's not new to the to JRPGs, but it's been something that hasn't been done in so long that
it'll feel fresh enough for newcomers to the genre.
Yeah.
So like this is a fantastic entry into that, and will probably make you want to go back and play Chrono Trigger and all those other classic games that you might not have had when I don't know. So we have some viewers who might not have been around to play these games when they first came out. So if you want to start, this is a good stepping stone, I think.
Exactly. Now also your enemies have the same bar at the bottom as well. You just can't see it. So when they're standing there not doing anything, they're waiting for their attack bar to fill up as well. I don't know, it's just a really smart combat system that's kept me engaged, and I don't want to call back to Bravely again.
Yeah.
But it's a way that I haven't been so engaged since Bravely Default or Bravely Second.
Yeah, it's nice to take that they took battle systems and the things that worked and kind of left out the stuff that didn't work.
Yeah. What I like here, you have two enemies here. Mm-hmm. Now they can both move. If you try to do an attack on both of them at the same time, if one of them moves farther away, your attack will deal less damage to the person that's farther away.
But if they actually get up close together, you can, even on a single attack, you can attack both of them at the same time if they're close enough together, which is kind of like your regular attack will do it, which is really neat.
So what we're going to do now, though, is we're going to skip ahead a little bit, and we're going to show you the big boss battle.
The first boss battle.
Yeah. So.
No, the second boss battle, I guess, technically, because there is in the tutorial.
That doesn't count.
There's a thing.
Anyway, so we're going to skip ahead. We'll be back.
There's a neat thing, too. There's crafting later on, which is kind of neat. So you'll collect all of these things, like the Slippery Hide, the Pengy's treasure. I can speak. And you can craft and upgrade your equipment, which is really neat. And so yeah, you're right. Let's go on to the.
Let's jump ahead a bit.
Let's jump ahead.
All right. So Jordan, this part is going to get cut out, but we are going ahead to. We're going ahead to 21:45.
Just doing this scene and then...
All right, and we are back. We are actually in the middle of what would be the first boss battle.
Yeah. So we've got our team formed, and I think at some point we'll see some really neat stuff.
So yeah. So everyone except for Endir has their well, now hers is gone, but has their battle attack filled up. If you have more than one character with their attack bar filled up, you can actually do team attacks.
Yeah.
So that's kind of cool. So you see the combo instead of tech.
I think we'll see it here. So we see, X Strike from Chrono Trigger, which is really cool.
And yeah, so that's actually the main thing, is managing your attack with your life, essentially. It adds a bit of strategy that it keeps you thinking throughout each battle. You have to think, oh, well, should I waste some of my MP here to take out this enemy a little bit quicker, or can I deal with getting attacked a few more times?
Yeah, I'm from the. I'm gonna get, I know, flack for this one, but I'm from the slash and burn kind of school of thought. The quicker, the better, and healing when I can.
Well. One thing I really love here is the art style on the bird as well. It's just so beautifully created. It almost doesn't even have eyes.
They went for a very minimalistic style in the whole thing, just to kind of. They want to. It was really hard for a current gen system to create that 16 and 32-bit style of the turn-based JRPG that we are kind of used to. So they had to do things with really simple motifs to kind of bring that in, but still utilize the technology, the visual technology that we have of our current gen systems. So I totally agree with you on that. And
there you go. He's been slain. Now that might have taken a little bit less time if you use the momentum attacks.
Yeah, absolutely.
But it is a little bit tricky because you do have to use the proper timing and everything.
Yeah.
Now we don't want to spoil too much for you guys, so we're gonna leave it off here. This is really where the game takes off and you start your adventure and you get your party. I really hope that one, you'll read the review on CG Mag Online, and two, that you actually give this a try, because I'm blown away with how much Tokyo RPG Factory has done by doing so little.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
not
there's
doing
a lot.
so little, by showing so little.
Yeah, and if you're interested in listening and hearing more about what went into this whole thing and learning a little bit more about the meaning of Setsuna, we have a couple articles in this month's mag that feature the interviews of the art director, the composer, and the technical director. So you can give you a little bit more background on this beautiful game to see exactly what really went into making the whole thing and how much of a treasured project it was for the team, who are huge Golden Age JRPG fans themselves, which is kind of neat.
And that love really shows.
Yeah.
For more content like this, check out cgmagonline.com. You can follow us on Twitter at cgmagonline. We have that magazine that you can get at Pocket Mags and Magster, and we have a physical version of that you can get in stores like Chapters and Indigo. And
on the site as well, you can order them.
Yeah, it's on our website as well. And don't forget to follow me on Twitter at Cody_Orm.
And you can follow me at Lisa Awesome. That's LisaAWSOM.
Oh yeah, I should probably mention my last name is spelled ORME.
Yeah.
And thanks for watching.